All 10 face-offs. He faces off here, and we'll give you those stats in just a moment. They've been all Garden City, as you see.
Number 11.
23-2. Kraus wins number 11. Larry Glens and Kerry Gluck, our colleagues on the commentary side. That one, Garden City throws away. One of the few things they haven't done well this afternoon.
Everything else has gone just the way Doc Doherty would like it for Garden City so far, Barry. They've done everything right and nothing wrong except for that first bad pass we've seen.
They jumped in front early on the scoring. They've gotten balanced scoring. They scored 2 goals in the first minute and a half of play. The closest that this Fairport club has been 2-1, and then it's been all Garden City from that point, leading it 7-2 right now. What is Fairport going to have to do, Larry Glens, to try to change the momentum, change the tempo around? What do they have to do better here?
I think they got to push the ball. That's supposed to be their game. They got to throw the ball upfield as fast as they can and score in unsettled situations.
Look at the ride by the long pole midi unit actually in there. They've got Ted Shirley in there, 34-15, also helping out on the unit there, as they do an excellent job in that case. And a scramble for that loose ball. Fairport's got to come up with these ground balls, something, Kerry, they weren't able to do very effectively.
Yeah, they've got to come up with the ground balls. They've got to control the ball more. They've also got to make better passes, and I think that's the key right now for Fairport.
Koch will not catch Melchione, who has just outstanding speed, helping to help clear here. Leader, number 40, Greg Leader, real surprise, really has come on.
Nice look.
Beautiful pass.
Melchione giving that
long
pass.
sticks move the ball, huh?
Here's McMahon, the bounce shot that has given the little goalie some trouble. Now, you got a 5'8" goalie. They've been bouncing the ball quite often. Usually a smaller goalie will handle that shot better, maybe have trouble with the high shots.
Well, the ball may be bouncing a little bit differently here on the AstroTurf, Barry, than what he may be accustomed to. But we saw the goalie, Mike Matkowski, make the pass right into the Garden City stick to keep the ball back for Garden City. And again, those are the mistakes that they can't make. They've been making it, throwing the bad ball.
Looks like Fairport is going to double the ball once it goes behind now. I think they realize that they're going to have to make things happen and create broken situations on their own.
Good point. Mike Doyle got that shot off. It was blocked. They had backer support. There's a look at the little goalie, Matkowski, who has done an excellent job all year coming into this game. A 68% save percentage at 101 goals scored against
it's a double.
They are doubling again, doubling the ball, and it forces a bad pass. Let's see if Koch can come up with it. 34 in red. Scrambled around and raked back in by Melchione. And the big stick comes up with it. Number 39, John Winship, the outstanding sophomore, taken away by Kraus. He's got 2 men ahead of him. Let's see what he does here as they move toward the goal. Kraus will do it himself. And a shot taken and a good stop by little goalie Matkowski.
And we have a flag down too, Barry. We'll have a penalty.
Now, Kraus had a couple of players with him on that play, decided to take it himself, and the goalie did make a stop, but Andy has great vision. Although he doesn't have that many assists, he sees the whole field.
Yeah, he has eyes in the back of his head, as is evidenced by the face-off. He knows where his wings are when he's not even looking at him.
You can see Garden City opening up the lead with the second quarter scoring. Sullivan, Kraus, and Duran. Balance has been the story here. Here they are with 7 goals. Kraus, who has so many of their goals, has only 1.
Right, and as you said, that just shows you shows what a great complete team they are. And now they're man up for 1 minute, and another good opportunity for Garden City.
All right, let's work as they work it around. They did score, I believe, on a man-up opportunity earlier. Matkowski comes up with it, has trouble clearing it.
And the Garden City ride has also been creating problems too, Barry. Not you know, one of the things we've been saying is that the Fairport passing hasn't been on the money, but I think they've been under a lot of pressure too by the Garden City attack in midfield.
Again, you have speed and good sticks. That's going to happen. And they pick off the loose pass here. Kraus comes back. Kraus can go either righty or lefty. Outstanding football player along with Tully and Griffith on that conference championship football team. Here's Finity, the bounce shot scored. Finity has done it again with another bounce shot, and that's been giving the young goalie all kinds of problems today.
Yeah, the bounce shots have created a lot of problems for Mike Matkowski, and again, the unheralded players are coming through for Garden City, and here we'll try and catch the replay. Remember, the Garden City is still man up, and here we see the bounce shot being taken. Good bounce shot by Rob Finity, beats Matkowski. And now again another face-off, and Andy Kraus has been in control, no doubt, through the whole game on the face-offs.
Finity's first goal, it's his 16th of the year for the Speedy Junior. And again another one. My, oh my, total domination. Back comes Tully, he's scored a couple, and stopped by the goalie Matkowski. Fairport trailing 8-2. This for the New York State Large School Class A Championship game. That last goal, man-up Finity at 2:59 for Garden City to make it 8-2. Delayed flag against Garden City. No, it's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be against Garden City. I think they're going to call a late hit, Barry, on Andy Krause. I believe that's who's going to go serve the penalty. So we'll see Fairport will be man up for a full minute.
And they need a goal here. Randy Garrett's club, his 7th year coaching. He was a star at Ithaca College. 4 years head coach at Webster before taking over at Fairport. You know, Fairport located in a real hotbed of lacrosse. That Rochester area with Hobart not far away carry a very big hotbed of lacrosse, as well as Syracuse in the upstate area.
They get to see some real good lacrosse. Cortland certainly is a fine team. Hobart, and you can't certainly forget Syracuse. Ithaca College, all have fine athletic and lacrosse programs.
Sudan coming in from the midfield, got the pass from Young, but he missed the cage. But Young was backing. Those are the guys who are going to have to get him back in this game. Those are the key big guys. They're All-American last year and won this year. Taken away, but he's taken back. They try to control the ball, having trouble there.
They try to find a seam in that zone, but there's nothing there. Those defensive sticks are right on the ball.
And they're closing right down. They're offering pressure all over the ball. And that's been, I think, the key to Garden City. They've been pressuring, coming up with the loose balls and not giving any room to Fairport.
Well, I think it's that defense that has improved dramatically. That was a big question mark of Doc Doherty. They lost all their key people from last year's club. It really has blossomed, and that may be the difference why this club is where they are right now. Along with Kenny Mangano. Here's Koch outside, still a man up. Young just lost it. And here's Greg Leader. He's checked. And the ball picked up by number 10, Jacques Monty. Doesn't see much time, Monty, except for those faceoffs, and he's been badly beaten today on those. Penalty is over, as coming back on is Tully, who scored a couple of goals, 22. He was serving the penalty, and look at him hustle after that. Checked out of his stick, lost the ball. That goes back over to the Fairport Red Raiders.
I think Tully coming off of the out of the box when the penalty expired was a little surprise to Fairport. They were trying to have the ball just go out of bounds.
Incredibly, look at the shots. Frank Cortale recording him 27-3 to favor of Garden City. Hard to believe that this would happen in a championship game.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard, but I think you know, Fairport's had a tough couple of days. They've had a tough couple of games, and Garden City is really ready for this one, and they've wanted this one, I think, since last year.
Well, they tasted it after that loss. Sudan shot, used the left hand, stopped, battle in front there, loose ball situation, a lot of pushing and shoving going on, and we've got a penalty call. Push without possession, and the ball will go over, back over to the youngsters from upstate.
That was a good call by the official. There certainly was a little pushing going on in front of the cage, and justifiably Garden City did the right thing. You don't want to give up a cheap goal, so they just wanted to clear out the area with the loose ball and the ball on the ground.
Well, a defense not known for being flashy has done an excellent job all year, but they're having trouble with Garden City so far today. Look at Melchione as he battles Sudan, and what a job he's done, except that one goal that Sudan scored. Melchione has totally dominated. Sullivan, bounce pass. Here's Melchione moving in. And he stopped. Good shot. Good save.
Good shot.
That was a great shot by Melchione. Even a bounce shot, you'll notice.
With a long pole, it's not easy to get that kind of shot off.
And again, it's not the first time we've seen those long sticks get in on the offenses as we watch the replay. And here's the push. You see the defenseman clearing out. And that shows you some of the hard hitting that's going on for Garden City.
4:39 to go. Third quarter, Garden City in total command, 8-2 over Fairport. And you guys, of course, had alluded to the tough couple of days. In case you are just tuning in and not aware of it, we'll tell you the story again when we have a moment. Fairport trying to play with such tragedy in their background. Of course, 4 players, actually 3 football players and another student were on their way to watch them play. Henninger High School in the Syracuse area. There was an accident, a head-on collision. 4 people were killed. The team was following that car. Many of the players were on the scene along with the coach when it happened. They had to go on and play. Henninger, they trailed in that game 4-0 at the half, 5-2, and incredibly rallied to come away with the victory. A heroic comeback, certainly. And a lot of times when you do that, you're able to rise to the occasion after a death or some tragic incident immediately. The adrenaline pumps. Then it sets in the next day, and there's a deep depression, and it's tough to get back.
I'm sure they were playing Heidegger on the sheer emotion. At first, I think there probably was some shock, at least, as to what happened. And, of course, that's created their deficit of 4-0 and 5-2. And then I'm sure they were playing on just emotion to beat them in the second half.
Well, they're trying to create some situations here to come up with a loose ball. They do have it. Nice play there by number 40, Kyle Miller in the midfield.
40, Kyle Miller.
And an offside is going to be called, I believe.
But Barry, you look at the Garden City players, they were all over Kyle Miller. They were just all over him, and they're pressuring the ball wherever the Fairport players are. They're pressuring the ball, and that's got to be frustrating for Fairport and creating problems.
A lot of those fans are enjoying it. A lot of the folks from the Garden City community have come out to support their club, the local club here in Long Island. And they're winning by a score of 8-2, and they've totally dominated from the outset. We'll have a man up, actually 2 men in the box for both clubs. One for each club. Apparently we have a penalty. We're going to check out the numbers out there, fellas.
Well, they're playing all even right now. Then it's 5 aside.
For each club down a man, so offsetting penalties, so to speak.
And now Fairport gets it into the box, so they'll be on the man up.
All right, let's watch what happens here. Sudan, 25, who's been stifled so far today by Melchione. That zone defense, Melchione, 33, playing on top in that zone. Here's Koch behind. Swing it out to side. Here's Sudan moving in. Good shot. Oh, and an even better save by Mangano. And the rebound score is in. So Sudan, stuffed on the initial shot, scores his second goal of the game. And it's now 8-3 on the man-up goal.
Credit to the two players. Mangano made a great save on the first shot. And then, of course, you got to give Sudan a lot of credit. He hustled and got himself a rebound and took the second shot to put it in. And there you see, there's the rebound, the first shot, and then Sudan just puts it in over Mangano's shoulder for the second shot and the goal. But it was really a nice play by both players, Mangano and Sudan from Fairport.
They're going to let Sudan face off against Kraus now.
That'll be interesting because Monty just couldn't do it. Face off, well, you see it 12-0, now make it 13-0, fellas. As Kraus had an easier time then. I was going to say even easier time before I could get the marbles out of my mouth. Here's Cavoti behind.
I could see the strategy of Fairport, though. Sudan wants to change things around. He's their top player. They're going to let him try to do it.
Sullivan over to Cavoti. Cavoti moving out. Checked by 36, Dave Nelson. They'll swing it back out to the top. Kraus cutting toward the middle as Tully, who has scored twice, is checked by Sudan. Sudan battling on the turf for that ball.
That was a nice check by Sudan, by the way, on Tully, as Tully was sweeping to his right. And they still have a loose ball. There it goes. Finally pops out, and the defenseman in good position to be in the hole and cut off any possible fast break.
And finally, they come up with it. That's Griffith, 20. Ooh, he's hit. And we're going to have a penalty as one of the Red Raiders goes down. He's hurt. That'll stop play, and he is in some pain there. Don't know what the number is, so we're going to try to pick it up as he as quickly has his helmet off. Looks to be number in the 40s there, 46, Craig Fox. Let's see if we can spot it on the replay, gentlemen.
Well, there's so much on the loose ball. Here's where he comes up with the ball, makes a hit, and I think
it is Craig Fox, 46.
I think he went down on the follow through with the shot, might have hit him in the leg.
Fox is 6'1", 210-pound junior, known as the enforcer in the midfield, 17 goals. And Dr. Carl Friedman checking him out. Let's take a look while we have, gentlemen, at the State A poll. And, of course, the winner of this will undoubtedly be number 1. You can see Garden City ranked number 1. Ward Melville, the team that lost to them by a goal here at the Hofstra Stadium last week, number 2. Yorktown, they lost to Garden City the other night here. They're number 3. Henninger was number 4. West Jenny number 5. And this Fairport club, a little bit unheralded, way down in the number 7 spot. Calhoun, West Islip, and Lakeland round out the top 10. But that Ward Melville club, an outstanding club, Kerry. You saw them so often during the year. And Joe Cuso's club just simply couldn't do it against this Garden City team.
Oh, they are. They were just an excellent team, and they played an excellent game against Garden City. And as Joe and I spoke with Joe right after the game, and it was just so unfortunate because they really felt that they deserved to win. And the ironic thing was last year when they played Garden City, they really were outplayed. And as Joe said, they didn't deserve to win that game. game, but this game they really did deserve to win.
Let's take another look at how Craig Fox got injured, number 46. Keep an eye on him. He really makes a check, goes down, and that leg just gives on this turf here, and it looks to be a leg injury, although they are working on his stomach area too.
Yes, they are. He should be back, I'm sure. It's probably a minor injury, we hope, and he'll be back in a second.
Carl Reuter with the fancy white pants and blue shirt on the scene there, checking things out, along with Dr. Carl Friedman. Dr. Friedman has done quite a job. He's been busy. We've had several injuries during the playoffs. He's a fine internist and also a good friend. And as they work over the young man, Larry Glenn's, it's been an outstanding year for lacrosse on Long Island, and I know that you had an outstanding player, a young man who'll be going to Johns Hopkins next year, Quinn Kesenick. And maybe you want to say a word or two about him.
Yeah, Quinn right now is down in Baltimore. He's playing in the Lacrosse International, where they take some of the outstanding players from all over the country. And he's playing on our Homewood field.
Okay, Larry Glenn's, coach of Lynbrook, will be back in just a moment with a score, Garden City 8, and the visitors from Fairport 3. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be right back. You're watching Championship High School Lacrosse on Cablevision.
Today's game is being taped.
How expensive is your free checking? You're looking at checking that's really free. That's right. Here at Apple Bank, there are no check charges and no monthly fees, nothing. Plus, you get 5.25% interest on any balance over $700. So come in and get the free checking that you and your money deserve.
Apple Bank for savings. We're good for you.
I never ran before I came to Adelphi. Now I can't imagine not doing it. It really helps having the kind of encouragement I've gotten here. It makes Adelphi feel like a small college. But I'm glad it's a big university with lots of courses and career options, because I'm making choices that will affect my whole life. I'm excited about my future. In fact, sometimes I can't wait to graduate. It's sort of like running. Once you get started, you want to see how far you can go.
Adelphi University, where the advantages of a major university and a small college meet.
Craig Fox is on the sideline being attended to, and Dr. Friedman working on him there, as we'll have the face-off here as play was stopped. Monty, number 10, and Kraus, number 21. Kraus has totally dominated every face-off we've had, of course, after each goal and after each quarter. And having a little trouble winning this one here. And he rakes the ball back out after a little bit of a delay. And that ball squirts across midfield, and Kraus will pick it up. So playing in his final game on Long Island as a high school star, Kraus gives it up now. He goes off. Finity replaces him, and Doyle on the second unit has it, number 25.
I've never seen a guy who could do so many things off a face-off and do it against anybody he goes against.
Just a remarkable, and he's such a nice young man, an outstanding student. They call him the Red Rat. And he is very popular with his teammates. He's been our Apple Bank player of the game often this year.
Isn't Tully called also just the Rat?
They've got a lot of names for some of the guys. Here's Sullivan moving in. They handle it so well. Finity to Cavoti. Overthrows the crease attackman. He was looking for James Dell'Olio. And look at Sullivan hustle that down, keep it in.
That was excellent hustle by Chris Sullivan, and shows his speed. He caught up with that ball, never gave up on it. On the AstroTurf, the ball really moves. He never gave up on it.
Larry Glenn's, the game has really changed somewhat because of the speed of the players right now that are playing this game in lacrosse.
Yeah, I think so, but I think really it's the stick work that's really more important. There's always been fast boys, but there hasn't always been people who can handle a ball like this team is.
And Garden City is showing that they certainly won it. They lost to West Jenny, blown out last year, really, 10-3 in the state championship game, and now before the home fans on Long Island, trying to bring a Long Island championship back to the island for the first time since 1979 when Sachem won it. Representing Suffolk County, Sedan. Oh, what a shot that was. Boy, did he get that off. What risk to get that shot off. And I don't think Mangano moved at all on that one. It's now an 8-4 game. And don't go away. 31 seconds to go. Remember this, Fairport club came from behind to beat Henninger.
That was an excellent shot by Timmy Sudan as we catch it on the replay. Here he has the ball. passing the ball. He drives to his right here, and goes over the top. And you're right, Mangano hardly reacted to the shot. Sudan got a lot of power behind that shot, and they say he's got the hardest shot on the team, and I think he showed it to us right there.
Second goal of the game for the young man who'll be going to the University of Massachusetts. He had 7 goals in one game, but here's Kraus winning it. The pass again eluding Dell'Olio, as they're not as crisp on that passing as they were, as he was open there had they gotten the ball to him.
Yeah, but I think also Andy Kraus, after feeding the ball off, continued his run down the middle of the field and might have gotten in the way or distracted Dell'Olio, because the two of them almost collided. But it was a nice play off the fast break, and I think Andy Kraus said, man, they just scored a goal, I want to get one back. And that's what I think was the situation.
Very important possession here. 18 seconds to go for Fairport. They're down by 4 now. They trail by as many as 6. And they've got it. Here's Young moving in. Cook, or rather Koch. Oh, what a move he made on the goalie. Brought Mangano out. And Fairport has done it again, coming back with 2 quick goals. 6 seconds left. And Kraus may wonder now, maybe I should have held on to that ball, and maybe we shouldn't have shot so quickly or made that pass, because suddenly what looked like an easy Garden City lead after that delay, after the injury, Fairport has come storming back for 2 quick goals. And we look at the goal here, scored by Jeff Koch.
There you'll see Jeff Koch when he comes up with the ball. Here he goes. He'll take on 2 defenders right here. He'll roll right between them, and the 2 defenders go down. Mangano is out, and once again, Mangano or any goalkeeper is out that far. The attackman should put it by him, and of course he did. And we've seen Fairport score 2 quick ones, and that's the game that they were trying to get in, I think, earlier, to try and get into the transition game and the broken situations, and not let Garden City hold the ball.
So that'll do it. After 3, we've got a game now in our hands. It's 8-5, Garden City over Fairport, the New York State Class A Championship. We'll be right back. You're watching Championship Lacrosse on Cablevision. Hi, everybody. I'm Barry Landers with Jerry McDougall, president of Apple Bank. Jerry, it's been a great year for the Long Island Sports Network and a great year for Apple Bank. 5 locations on Long Island. Where are they in Nassau County?
We're on Northern Boulevard in Manhasset, Carmen's Road in Massapequa, and on Jericho Turnpike in SYOSSET.
And how about Suffolk?
In Suffolk, we're on Pulaski Road in Greenlawn, and in Smithtown, we're located on Route 111 near Jericho Turnpike.
Apple Bank for Savings with 5 convenient locations.
Come to Olympic Den Sporting Goods, suppliers of the Villanova Wildcats lacrosse team. Olympic Den carries a full line of uniforms, brine equipment, and custom sticks in all school colors. Located in Elmont. Call 437-0095. Take your next shot with Olympic Den.
We're back. Let's go now to Carl Reuter down to the field, get a report on the injured Craig Fox.
Thanks very much, Barry. Craig Fox, you can see he's being worked on the sideline by trainer Larry Resnick. Dr. Carl Friedman has looked at him. It's a lateral ligament. He heard it snap. It's a pre-existing injury, and according to Dr. Friedman, it's a football injury. He's being iced up right now. They're going to sit with him about 10 minutes. He's getting his knee propped up, as you can see right now, by trainer Resnick. I don't know if he'll come back in, but I'll tell you one thing, an inspired Fairport team, they're on their way back, and if they get Fox back in, they might come all the way back. Barry?
Here's Garden City. Kraus had it checked as he tried to get the shot off. They hustled the middies to come up with that one, as Kraus did not win it cleanly. But Garden City's got to be patient here. They've got the lead, Larry, and they've got to have good shot selection.
Garden City's a very tough team to come from behind on, because they always have the ball with that face-off.
That's an excellent point. And right now, they can't really sit on a lead, although 3 goals with 10 minutes to play is a nice lead. It's certainly against the club, the caliber of Fairport and the kind of attack that they have, certainly not an insurmountable lead carry.
No, it's not. And I think Garden City has got to be careful. They might have gotten a little complacent before, thinking that, well, the game was out of reach and, you know, it's easy for us. And now they're back in the match, and if Fairport can come up with a quick goal or 2, it's a whole new ball game.
Well, we're starting to see Sudan dominate a little bit. He had been held in check, has 2 goals, had 2 in that quarter. And the shot by Tully stopped nicely as they try to clear it quickly and start a fast break. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Garden City ball, as Fairport's Todd Kane couldn't hold it.
And this is just what we're talking about it again. Garden City is a possession team, and once they have possession, it's tough for you to get the ball back.
Well, you can see Fairport coming back with 3 unanswered goals after Garden City jumped in front 8-2. as Sedan scored a couple, and then of course they got that big goal, the closing moments, as Koch got it at 9:54 to make it 8-5. So they're in the almost identical situation they were in against Henniger, down by 3 with about 9 minutes to go.
Yes, that's right. And can the emotion carry them through on this game? You know, that we'll have to see, but it still is a ball game. 3 goals is not a whole lot of goals in a 10-minute span.
And the next goal could be a crucial one for either club. Obviously, Garden City would open up a 4-goal lead. Now they work with that second unit. Here's McMahon, who's gotten one already. He'll bounce and get another one.
Nice roll dodge by McMahon. He did a great job on that. Jay McMahon scoring his second goal, a third goal of the game for Garden City, gives them the 4-goal lead, a little bit more of a cushion again, and takes a little bit of the steam out of the sails of Fairport. And we'll see McMahon. Here he has the ball and takes the shot, and it's a nice bounce shot again. And Mike Matkowski's had his problems with it on the second angle. He's had his problems on those bounce shots, as we see. Again, McMahon puts it by him.
Well, he rolled away from number 27, Ken Carson, beautifully there. McMahon's 33rd goal of the year. You're going to have to face this guy maybe again next year, Larry. A lot of clubs are not envious of facing Mr. McMahon. As we said, the heir apparent to Krause.
Sedan won a face-off.
Sedan won a face-off, but they intercepted alertly. Melchione read that play beautifully. And here they come. Garden City, a goal here could maybe sew it up. Cavoti, look in front, score!
Beautiful fast break. Beautiful fast break. They worked it like it should be, picture perfect. The passes were right there, and we saw Chris Sullivan get the goal for Garden City. Fairport's going timeout. They want to get things settled down again. They were within 3. Now it's back to 5. They're trailing 10-5, and Garden City's got the momentum that they had lost just briefly at the end of the third period, Barry.
They could smell it, and they smell it because of this goal right here.
And it's a great goal again. We see the beautiful passing. There's the pass from Cavoti to Sullivan in tight, and he's got the goal. And that's Garden City's game, the transition game, the fast break game. And off of the fast break with Andy Krause, that can happen anytime. Beautiful pass work by Garden City. And they look like they're going to be the champions, and they're playing like champions.
They are indeed. Tully made the initial pass, and then the beautiful pass here. Sullivan, all he had to do was put it in, and like a good attackman, he made sure of that one. His second goal of the game, his 4th in the last 2 games, so he's come alive against Yorktown and against Fairport. Garden City with a 5-goal lead, 8:07 to go. And Larry Glenn's, we were talking about some of the best teams are going to be tough again next year because some of the best junior players are going to be back for their respective clubs. And look at Garden City. Fairport won the only face-off they won just moments before, and still Garden City scored.
How ironic. They win their first face-off, and Garden City comes back on the fast break.
What you mentioned, Barry, about some of the finest teams having most of their players back, that seems to be true. Garden City's got an enormous amount of players back. So does Elmont, that we saw earlier. We have a good deal of players back over at Lynbrook, and I see that seems to be the case all over the county. I think it's just the sophomore and junior classes are loaded with good lacrosse players throughout our county.
Well, great teams. Let's watch the face-off again. Frank Cortelli reminds me that great teams aren't great all the time, only when they have to be. And Mr. Krause has it again.
How philosophical, Frank.
And he'll just put the icing on the cake. Matkowski bats the ball in frustration away. And Andy Krause gets number 2. The explosiveness of Garden City and the winning of the face-offs, just so important in this game of lacrosse.
And it just seems when Andy Krause wants a goal, he's going to get it. He's going to win that face-off, he's going to scoop it up, and he's going to take it to the cage, and he's going to take the good shot and put the ball in the goal. Let's watch it right from the face-off. Here's Krause. Here's a little bit of a rake to the side. He scoops it up, and now he's on track, and he's going right to the goal all the way. And he'll take a nice bounce shot. Again, bang, right behind Matkowski, and Matkowski hasn't stopped many of those shots all day long.
Bounce shot has really plagued him. As we're down now to 7:50 to go, Garden City with 3 unanswered goals in a short span to break it open to 11-5. This equals their biggest lead of the game. They led 7-1, and now 11-5. Delayed flag, and now the call will be made.
We have offsides call. It should be on both teams, but whoever went off first might be penalized.
Well, Garden City now just 7.5 minutes away, 3 goals in 29 seconds. As we look at the last goal by Krause that made it 11-5.
Here he is coming right at you. Just make believe you're Matkowski. Here's Krause coming to you, and you can see him getting ready to take his shot on stride. and Matkowski gets the stick down just a little bit too late to stop the shot.
I'd like to compliment our crew all year. This is our final telecast of our 10-month season. Bob DePoto, producer, director, and the camera people, just outstanding job. And I think if you are a lacrosse fan, and that camera shot that we've given you from behind the goal, Larry Glenn, you might agree, is just a super shot, especially on the replay. You see how the goals really develop.
Outstanding. I tell you, I wish we could have all our games done by Cablevision. It'd be the easiest scouting tool we've ever had.
Here's Cavodi out in front, wide, as the man was checked into the crease, pushed. And it will still be Garden City ball. Number 28 of Fairport pushing his man into the crease there.
And they are man up, Barry.